Hello, everybody. My name is Jason, and I am here once again with another interview of a Wisconsin independent wrestler. Well, he's more than Wisconsin independent wrestler, but this series is about highlighting people from the great state of Wisconsin. I am here with Preston Palmer of the stable Gen Z.
How's
Ah,
it going? Happy to be here.
all right. So the first question I like to start off with people is. How long have you been wrestling for, and what was the thing that got you most interested or just got you into wrestling?
I am on year 6, and it's been a wild ride. Don't mind my cat. Um, I first got into professional wrestling around 2013. Um, the Daniel Bryan era really got me into it. He was my guy. The Yes movement was really what got me into it. And WrestleMania 30 just hooked me. Um, and then what got me into starting to become a wrestler was my best friend and my tag team partner, Roy Cooper. He and I went to high school together. We went to middle school together, and we always been we've been friends forever. He found ACW's Facebook page, found that they were starting a class, and said that, "Hey, man, we have to do this because we played video games. We played WWE 2K18, 19, and we really just I don't know. We had the itch. We were both 17 years old, and he started about 9 months before I did, and he won't let me live that down.
So, would you say you're primarily a tag team wrestler, or are you a singles wrestler, or are you kind of in between the two right now at this point in your career?
So I started as primarily a singles wrestler. The ideal was always to be in a tag team with Roy and be a stable. But I found a lot of success really early on being a singles wrestler. Um, and it's been really cool to get a time to shine in both kind of styles of wrestling because I think that just makes me more of an asset and it makes me a better wrestler. Um, I think that right now I'm definitely in a tag team oriented era of my career, and I would love to continue that as long as possible. But there's an itch that's got to get scratched every now and then for singles and multi-man kind of stuff. You always want to put on the best matches possible, and you can showcase that just a little bit better, in my opinion, in a singles match.
Is there any way you could explain to the viewer like the preparation of a tag team match versus a singles match? In maybe the broadest sense of things.
Yeah, so the mindset going into a match is always the same. So you want to win the match, right? That's first and foremost. But it's a little different approach. So there are more toys to play with, quote unquote, in a tag team match than a singles match. There are more people. There are more move sets. Um, there are more dynamics that you can have with the referee, with the audience, the guy on the outside of the ring compared to the guy inside the ring. Um, And probably my favorite thing to think of for tag team matches are the cutoffs and the just like just beating the crap out of somebody with the tag team partner. I love thinking of ways to shut down my opponent's shine or just what they're doing at the start of the match, just so I can take control for a majority of it. I it's a little bit of a different approach from a singles match because you have that partner to rely on. In a singles match, I have to think of what I want to do myself, and I have to think about my opponent's move set and moves that I can take advantage of in certain scenarios. So every time that I approach a match, it is relatively similar, regardless of tag team or singles wrestling. I study the opponent's moveset. I make sure that I know what they do and when they do it during a match, so I know when to expect it, and then I think of ways to get out of it. Yeah, I'll give you an example. I recently had a singles match with Asher Cade down in Cross Plains, Wisconsin, and that kid is very athletic. So I got to shine a little bit more in the sense that I got to show what I can do. Usually I know how good I am, so I don't have to do the flashy stuff. This time around, he goes for like a Cody cutter. Um, so I baseball slid underneath him while he jumped back, met him in the middle rope, and caught him with an enziguri. Right now, it didn't work out for me too well because I went up to the top rope and got caught with one myself, and then I got superplexed. But I'm constantly thinking of ways to get on top of my opponent's moveset.
All right. So, are there any promotions that you call in particular home, or do you wrestle all over the state in the Midwest?
So I was trained from ACW. ACW is my home. Um, all of my like, I know everybody there. They're my people, right? It's what got me on my feet as a wrestler. It's who trained me. It's now who I train. A lot of the best people in my life I've met through ACW. That's not to say that I wouldn't be the wrestler I am today without promotions like Now That's Wrestling, who gave me an opportunity to really find who I was as Preston Palmer. And then I had a little bit of time at Brew City Wrestling, who let me engage with a different audience because there's a different atmosphere down in Milwaukee. I've had a lot of time at Ragin Pro Wrestling or RPW, who I held a cruiserweight championship for. So I got to do some cruiserweight style matches, and then I've held now the tag team championships for quite a while. I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. But primarily, I would say ACW and then Now That's Wrestling have really given me a chance to become the best version of Preston Palmer. But that's not to say that I won't go other companies. I'm an independent contractor. I'm an independent wrestler. I get to choose where I want to go and when if they want me. Um, and that's the fun of it, right? Meeting new people, having new matches, creating new dynamics, and really pushing yourself with somebody that you've never met before.
Absolutely. So, for somebody who's never seen you wrestle in the ring, how would you describe your style of wrestling?
Simple. Uh, but can I swear?
Yeah, absolutely.
But shit, I'm entertaining. Man, I know I'm fun to watch. Um, so my style is exactly what Preston Palmer would do. So I'll rake your eyes. I'll kick you in the teeth. I'll give you a little throat chop. I will stomp your toe. I'll do anything to get on top, but I know when to turn it up a little bit. I know I'm a damn good athlete. I know what I can and what I can't do, and what I can and when I can't do it. Um, but man, I don't think that there's anybody that engages with the crowd like I do. Um, there's a reason why people are at an independent professional wrestling show, and it's because they want to be involved. And that's something that I don't take lightly. I know that you are spending your hard-earned money on a ticket to watch a guy with 500 followers on Instagram wrestle. Like you could have taken that funds and gone to a WWE show. Now it maybe be a little more expensive, but there's there's something special about an independent professional wrestling show that I love. And that's the being able to look at somebody in the third row who is on their phone maybe because I'm boring and intentionally calling that person out and making them a part of the show, right? They're not going to forget that. They're going to remember, oh man, that guy, that Preston Palmer, I really didn't like him. And that's what I do it for, is that reaction because I know people pay to see this. So that never gets lost on me.
Absolutely. So, With the Gen Z characters that you and Roy in particular play, how much of that is just you guys leaning into social trends, and how much of that is you guys just hamming up your own personalities?
Good mix of both. Wow, voice crack there with Gen Z, huh? Great mix of both. So him and I just don't shut up. We are trash talking. We're shooting the shit out there. I mean, I go out there with Roy, and I'm feel like I'm hanging out with my best friend because I literally am. Now, are we like that day to day? No, right? But there's a level to Roy that really comes out when he breaks that curtain. Here's a level to Preston that really shines when I put that button up on and I put those shorts on and I'm in my element, and him and I play off each other so well. I can finish his sentence. I know what he's going to do when he's going to do it. I don't have to worry about what he's going to do and when he's going to do it because we know each other so well and we play off each other. Like I said, we went to middle school together, went to high school together, we graduated together, we were in the same class, we trained together. I lived with him for over a year. Like this, he's not new. He knows me, I know him. We play off each other very well. And with Gen Z, we got to lean into the social trends a little bit. So we got 6-7 going at a couple different places. I know how annoying it is. That's the fun of it, though, right? Is
Yeah.
that character or the idea that I can be Gen Z and always change what I'm doing because social media never stops is the best thing that I can do, right? I have to lean into the Gen Z aspect of it because that's the name of the tag team. And whether it's 6-7, whether it's I don't know, the Epstein files are really big right now, so it's like kind of tread water with that one, but not
Yeah,
really.
right. Yeah.
Like, eh, um, it's just like little things like that. Like, let it ride. There's a social media influencer called DM's Archive, and he's got these animated shorts that Roy and I just love. So when Roy does his gator rolls, which everybody hates, I'm screaming "Let it ride" every time because that's the shit that I think is funny, right? If it's something that I think is funny and something that Roy thinks is funny, we're doing it out in the ring. It's gonna happen.
All right. Switching gears, what's the best piece of advice that you have personally gotten in your wrestling career? And do you think that that's something that could be translated to any people that are thinking about getting into wrestling right now?
Yeah. So two people come to mind. Salem Crane, Nick Colucci. So those two guys come to mind immediately. Um, I was 17 years old when I started wrestling. Very very young. I'm 23 now. I've got a full time job. Like I'm an adult now, which is weird. I I found so much of myself through wrestling, and that really came from Nick Colucci, who taught me how to break my shell in and out of the ring. He taught me how to put myself in the mind of the character that I'm portraying. The best characters are always your personality turned up to 100 or the exact opposite of who you are in real life. I'll let you decide what you think I've chosen, but Salem Crane showed me the ropes of how to actually be a healthy young man. Um, I was 240 pounds when I started wrestling. Big boy, that was my nickname because I looked like the burger boy who holds the burgers in the restaurant because I had some curly ass hair at the time. Um, but I found a passion for fitness. I found a passion for dieting, a passion for food, for the gym, for like just fitness as a whole. And that to me is really important. And he had a lot of guidance there because he's one of those guys that I have really connected with outside of the ring and in real life. Um, and that never has gotten lost on me. He's showed me a lot, and he's taken me to a lot of my first shows and first bookings. He was the reason I got to RPW. He was the reason I got to MAW. He was the reason that I was able to find who I am as a man. As weird as weird as that is to say, but wrestling has really done a lot for me, and that doesn't get lost on me. I that's a lot, you know.
So, in terms of current professional goals, would you just say that you're kind of just enjoying the ride right now, or is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to in the near future?
Yeah, no, I think I'm really just enjoying what I'm doing. I don't get caught up in the backstage bullshit. I don't get caught up in the drama at the after bar. I don't get caught up in any of the politics of any of it because I hate that. You know, I when I'm in the ring, I'm my 17-year-old self who loves wrestling. You know, I I do it because I enjoy it, and I don't want to surround myself with people who don't enjoy it because there are a lot of them, and I don't want to surround myself in an environment that's going to bring me down. I never want to do that. If I feel like I can't grow, then I'm going to change. Then I'm going to make a change so that I can grow. And we just recently had an update to Gen Z in which we added Jack Sirius. That's going to help me grow because Jack Sirius doesn't. He's been around ACW now for probably 8 9 months. He's been around for a good amount of time. But he has been around wrestling since he was a kid, since he was literally a child. So he can bring so much to the group in terms of knowledge that I don't know already because I don't know everything. Nobody does. That's the beauty of the people that you interact with, and there's always something to learn from anybody, whether it's what to do or what not to do. So I'm really just enjoying the ride right now, but I am looking forward to uh, I mean, I love Roy, but lately I've had the itch to get back into some more singles wrestling, to experience, like, to push myself further physically than I have before, to, I don't know, maybe not wrestle as simple as I do, to, I don't know, there's a lot to that. There's a lot to being comfortable, but also wanting to better yourself. You got to be comfortable but never complacent. I think is important.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, do you have any backstage misadventures or a backstage misadventure of you and Roy that you'd feel comfortable sharing? That I know it doesn't delve and no, you don't delve too much into the politics, but I can imagine you two guys getting into some shenanigans before a show or after a show.
Um, we're pretty wholesome guys. I like to think. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Um, okay. Here's a fun one. Maybe not a like a crazy story, but something fun that
Well,
happened with.
yeah, fun as works too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we we as in me, Roy, and Jaden Mercer, who is another guy who we graduated our ACW camp with. We had a show down in Milwaukee for ACW's gaming con that they do once a year, and I think
Yep.
it's actually coming up shortly here.
Yep. 1 month from now, Midwest Gaming Classic, the 25th through the 26th of April.
Look at you!
ACW will be there. Yep.
You know dates better than I do. Look at you! There we go. All right, so we went to the previous Midwest Gaming Classic. We wrestled on a Friday, and long ass day. Let me tell you. Uh, get to the venue, set up the ring, walk around the vendors, wrestle once, wrestle twice. So we had a 2-show day, long day. We get back to the hotel and we're driving down in Milwaukee, and we look to the right and we see a sign that says Lil Skies performing at the rave. For anybody who doesn't know, Lil Skies is a rap artist that me and Roy chose to have our theme song from. So next to our hotel, we had no idea this was happening, was a live performance of a guy from Pennsylvania that we chose to have our theme song from. So naturally, we all go, "Oh, we have to go to this." So we put our luggage in the we check into our room, we get our luggage in the room real quick, like just real fast. And we go to the rave because that's where the concert was, and he's already like probably 30% through his set list. Um, we buy our tickets at the door, walk in, and as we're walking in, he's playing our theme song. So no shit, we're walking in as our theme song is hitting, and we go nuts. Right now, me and uh, uh not all of us left on our feet that night. Uh, some of us had to be carried out of the rave because we had a little too much to drink, little too much fun. But man, I that night to me is so fun. Again, just enjoying the time with the people that we've got. It was just great. You
That's
can't
awesome.
make it up.
That's awesome. What do you do for fun outside the ring?
Fun outside the ring. I love video games. You're literally sitting in front of my monitor right now. I got my PlayStation 5 controller literally right next to me. Um, but I'm a I I love the gym. I love video games. I love board games. Um, this little guy keeps me pretty occupied at home. Um, so I I like Legos. I've got a Lego. So in my classroom, I've got the Statue of Liberty. I got Captain America shield. I got the globe. I got the bonsai tree. I got the wave. I got a Starry Night. Like I love Legos. I build Legos all the time. Um, like puzzles. Like I'm pretty simple guy. Kind of a nerd. Yeah, all wrestlers are. They'll say they're not, but you're a wrestler. You're a nerd. It's just how it goes. Trying to think of like other like niche category like hobbies. Um, basic ones, gym, video games, board games,
All
music.
right. And so to kind of close here, I just wanted to ask you if you, based on your own personal experience, have any advice that you would give to people just starting out in wrestling or thinking about just starting out. ACW Wisconsin will have a brand new academy starting on March the 26th. So,
Pretty quick.
it'd be interesting to see, how how the talent kind of, continues there.
I'm gonna have two. I have two. So first one, be a professional. And I'll dive into that real quick before I get to the second one. Being a professional means showing respect to the people who are in this before you. That's not kissing their ass. That's not it's not hazing. It's paying your dues. And it sucks, but you eat a lot of shit in this business for a long time. Still kind of in that stage because I'm 23 and I started when I was 17. I've done this for a long time and I'm very knowledgeable about this, but I still eat shit because I'm so young. It just happens. Don't don't disrespect the people who have paved the way for you now to start wrestling. Guys like Statist, guys like Nick Colucci, guys like Shane Hills, guys who I don't even have the names of off the top of my head, really did so much for Wisconsin professional wrestling, and it that should not be forgotten about, because there's a reason why Wisconsin is one of the hottest professional wrestling states in the entire country. It's just how it is. People give a shit around here. So you have to put in the work, you have to put in the love, you have to sacrifice. All throughout my college years, I went to two college parties. I went to two college parties because I was wrestling, because I was working out, because I was training. You have to sacrifice for this. It doesn't come easy and it hurts. So you have to love it like a psycho. Um, but my second piece of advice, have fun. I told myself I'd stop wrestling when I stop having fun. That's a promise I made to myself. And there are times that's been tested, for sure. It's not all been great, but you got to have fun with it. You got to have fun with the people that you're with. You got to have fun with the matches that you're putting on. You got to have fun with the crowds that you have. No matter how large or small the crowd, you need to make sure, okay, you got to make sure that you're enjoying what you're doing. Because if you enjoy what you're doing, it's going to resonate to the audience. Um, get in shape. That's another one. Get in shape. I started when I was fat and I was gross and I was overweight. Get in shape. You're an athlete. Act like it. And that's about it.
All right, that sounds good. Last little bit of business. Do you have any social medias you'd like to promote or anything like that really quick here?
Yeah, I got an Instagram and I got a Facebook. You can find me at Priceless Preston Palmer on Instagram and Preston Palmer on Facebook. Don't do Twitter, don't do TikTok, don't do any of that. Just Instagram, Facebook, Priceless Preston Palmer on Instagram and Preston Palmer on Facebook.
All right, that
Uh,
sounds good. I'd
you
like
can catch
to,
me at Beckett's this Saturday. I don't know when is this airing.
this will go up. This will go up sometime tonight.
Oh, perfect. Nice. So catch me at Beckett's on Saturday, this Saturday. What is that, March 7th? 6th?
Yep.
March 7th, 3 o'clock, showtime starts. Get there at 2:30 so you can get a good spot. Um, you can watch me get to kick the Dojo Boys' ass.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Everybody, stay happy, stay healthy, stay sane, and enjoy wrestling.